it's definitely that
He's
was
lucky
definitely
he
a
got out of
thing.
there.
Oh, dude, man, he could have people. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It was weird, and he just kept going. It was like you know what I mean. But I
Yep.
guess that's what you do because what can you do after you start after you drop that word and you're on stage. Like you can't be like, okay, no, never mind, I'm sorry. He just kept going, digging the hole deeper and deeper, and then it was just like, damn, no, because I was wondering, like, why haven't I heard anything from this dude since Seinfeld? Because and Seinfeld is pretty fucking funny, but I was like, damn, this
I
dude's
just
just
started
repeating.
watching it for the first time like a
He's
month
just
ago.
repeat. Oh, really? It's
Yeah,
weird.
it's actually pretty
Fucking
good.
yeah. Comedy Central got a contract, and they've got fucking. Excuse me. They've got or not the Office. They've had the Office for a minute, but they have Friends and Seinfeld now, and it's super crazy to watch Seinfeld on Comedy Central. But Seinfeld's funny because it's like it's funny in that it's the epitome of '90s comedy. You know, it's like
Oh
comparing
yeah.
it's like comparing old Family Guy to modern Family Guy, right? Like the jokes back on old Family Guy, like even the characters spoke slower, just because the pace of life and the pace of comedy was slower, and jokes were a little bit more corny, in retrospect. But now it's like, like I just watched the new South Park episode just dropped, and guess
Hmm.
what? Guess what? It's a new episode from this today is the day it drops. New episode, and Butters is in a dressage competition with someone from Russia, and his mom is holding up a "No Putin" fucking sign. Like these dudes are quick with the shit, bro. You
Matt
know,
and
it only
Trey
takes
are
them like a week
fucking
to make a
genius, bro. They make
bro.
all
It
their
only takes them a
episodes in
week to make an
six
episode.
days. Yeah, bro. Their documentary was fucking wild. I've been like a hardcore South Park dude since like high school. Me and my buddies, we
Oh,
all picked a character and like we identified with that character. And it's funny you bring up Butters because that was my character. I was just that gullible, like let's fucking do it, guys. Like who cares?
oh,
Like
I'm
sure.
dead. Butters. So,
Like
That's
that was
awesome.
me.
Butters is a funny character, but no, that show is it's something, dude. I've been into obviously Willie. You're a little bit older than me, but I've been into South Park, dude, since I was in like middle school. I was going to Hot Topic buying like South Park pajama pants and shit. Like I was
Yeah, dude.
loving it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I was the type of kid where like I identified with Tyler the Creator and people who were like pissing off authority because I thought that I like Jackass and People the Bam and I thought that shit was funny. You know what I mean? I was like taking life too serious has never been my thing. You know what I mean? I've always been like, yo, we should just laugh and have a good time because it's like if you be serious too much, you're not gonna make it out of this shit.
CKY was that shit, bro. Like
Oh man,
early Jackass, like Bam doing his thing. And I grew up in Lancaster, PA, and I played
yeah, that's
ice hockey,
right.
so I
Literally,
was
Castle Bam is like right next to you. It's in
Brandywine, bro.
Lancaster. It's like
Yeah,
down the
pretty
road.
much like Westchester area, and
Oh yeah,
I was always
Westchester. My
driving
bad.
through
He's
there.
from
So
Westchester. That's right, not Lancaster, but yeah, Westchester, 100%.
yeah, bro. So it was crazy. Like Bam, he's that dude. I really hope he's doing all right. He's been struggling
He's
lately.
not. It sucks. He's not
Yeah, it
doing well.
sucks.
It's very fucking bad, bro.
Prayers for Bam. So
Oh, totally. I hope, homie. And man, like you saw what happened with the whole thing with Jackass and the like he got pissed at Johnny and everybody for not letting him join the fucking new movie. But they were like, dude, you got to get sober. Like Steve O and
yeah,
Johnny are
dude.
like, dude, we used to do mad coke and mad nitrous and
Yep.
just be fucked up, and now we're okay, and you got to do better.
100%, bro. Like there comes a point in time where it's like, and everybody battles their own demons. Like addiction is a very real fucking thing. So like everybody deals with that differently.
It's super tough.
But at the same time, like you're right. Johnny Knoxville, fucking Steve-O, Chris Pontius, all those dudes. They did some of the craziest shit. And like, if they can get clean and continue to be jackasses and have fun and be successful, sorry, Bam, but like that's just kind of how it is, bro. You know what I mean? So.
I think you like noticed a big change too. When Ryan Dunn died, I think like he fell off a cliff after
Oh,
that, and he's
100%.
never,
Right.
Yeah,
never like corrected.
100%. Yeah,
never, bro. That
100%.
changed his life completely.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it was like you saw his relationship with Ryan like on MTV and shit, but then also like you realized that like they were way deeper than anything could have ever portrayed them to be. Like they were good homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, and that Dunn shit was just tragic.
Yeah, when I
But
heard
that,
about it, I couldn't believe it. That summer, I feel like that was the same summer Michael Jackson died or some shit, and it was like
I
all
think it
this,
was, yeah.
all this shit was just happening, and I'm just like, damn, I remember being like in eighth grade, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like Ryan Dunn. I'm like Michael Jackson. I'm like who next?
But then
Bro,
again, bro, like with Dunn, don't drink and drive. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, dude, don't drink and drive a motherfucking Lambo, especially. Are you kidding me?
yeah, it
yeah,
sucks.
not this day and age. Dude, speaking of Jackass, when I was like think 10 or 11, maybe 12. I have a home video of like all the kids in my neighborhood. We're all homies, and we made a home jackass video. It was like an hour and a half long too, with like edits and shit. It was hilarious.
We got to see this video, bro. Like, I'm a
One of my
videographer. I
friends,
gotta see
one of
this
my friends
video.
probably has it. Ridiculous though. We like
It's
taped
hilarious.
my friend to the gate of the neighborhood and just duct taped him completely around and just like filmed him while the gate opened and cars drove through. Just stupid shit like that.
Good God. My bad. My roommate's saying some shit to me. He's asking me about the Modern Warfare 2 mission, No Russian. Remember that episode? And in the terminal map where you fucking get out the elevator and you just start massacring the airport and they like gave you like 10 warnings
Bro.
before. They're like, "Are you sure you need to
Yo.
play this level? It is very fucked up."
Yo.
That
That
shit was
was my
nuts.
high school, bro. Like, you was just talking about high school. Like,
That was mine
2009
too.
was
So then
when
you're
I
my so dude,
graduated.
so you're not
Like,
much older than me. When did you graduate?
2009.
Okay, yes. See, exactly. So you were the like I was a freshman and I was like I came into my school and I was like I was the underclassman who knew a bunch of upperclassmen through just like mutual friends and schools and programs and things. And so it was weird. It was like I'm in ninth grade. I'm a freshman and I'm sitting at lunch tables with seniors and juniors. And I'm just like I don't know anyone in my own grade. And then when I became a sophomore, I had to meet everyone. But that's crazy. I thought for some reason I thought you were like a little bit older, but I guess you're not. You're only what 4 years older than me.
Dirty 30, baby. I'll be
Yeah,
31 this year.
exactly.
So,
Yeah, so you're exactly 4 years older than me.
Old as shit, man.
Old as shit, man.
oh, you know, I feel it every day when I wake up in my back and my legs and all that. So,
Yeah, get out of here.
I'm telling. You.
30, engaged. Come on, man, living the dream.
No, exactly. No, we were in the
bro, my 30's the
we
new 20.
couldn't get Willow. I mean, Willow couldn't get me out. He was like, "Get the fuck out!" He's like, "Dude, it's 4 a.m. We need to get out of
Yeah, I'm
here."
like an old man. I'm getting tired. Like, come on,
Bro, I
Grateful, let's
started counting
go.
my money. Willow thought I was gonna go back into the casino. I was like, "No, I'm just making sure
I
I'm
definitely
straight."
did. I can remember that. I dead ass thought you were about to walk your ass back in that bitch, and I'm like, no, bro, come on.
Yeah, that was crazy because that was a good night. I was on a heater. I did not even
We were
expect. I,
killing it,
I thought
bro.
I was gonna, Miami was gonna rob me. No, I left the winter. It was cool. Woke up the next day. Like Drew said, everybody's fucking screaming, "Oh, we gotta get out of here!" We laughing at the lady on the side of the house. Who is this lady? Oh, it turns out she's here to clean the fucking crib. Like, damn, bro.
La Basil was super lit. Shout out to
Oh, that shit was
Drew,
so tight.
Q, Grateful, everybody that put it on. Shout out to J Stacks. Shout out to the whole crew that showed up, man. That was a time that I will never forget.
Oh,
Yeet.
dude, totally. That
It,
shit was crazy. That was my first time in Miami ever.
yes, sir. It feels like you always leave a winner your first time at a new casino.
That's true because they want you to come back, and then you come back and they
Yeah.
smack your ass.
Yeah. I swear it's happened to me everywhere. I gambled
Bro,
at the Cosmo for the first time. What was it? A couple months ago. And I left like up
Yeah, December.
I left up like I think like 1700 from like just 3 hours of craps. And I'm like I've never been that hot on a craps table. I'm like what the
Yeah, that's
fuck?
dope. And it happens like that sometimes. The casinos like that. You know what I mean? I've been in places too where, and you can also catch the back end of that, right? Like you can walk up to a table, even if it's a card game, and you can, see a person sitting there with a bunch of chips, and then the table changes, and all of a sudden you see their chips just dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. And you're like, oh shit, there's a change of pace. But that's a thing. It's definitely a thing. The Aria craps table, right there by that little cocktail lounge is always lit every time you go by there. And the joke, what's even funnier, right, is the joke amongst the people who don't play craps when you hear the craps table go like what? Everybody's like, oh yeah, they just won $20. They
Oh
just won
yeah.
$50. You know what I mean? It's just like fun because it's like we're out here. I'm DJing $100 spins on roulette. And
I
we
got like
just
double eights
watching.
or something.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Dude,
I love the casino.
there's nothing. Yeah, it's not much more fun than craps table with like a bunch of your homies on it, and you
Oh,
guys are hot.
oh,
When
totally.
when I was at the Cosmos, I was just with my buddy Kev, and we got on there. It was just the two of us. We're like, oh, we'll buy in for this amount and just stay on for an hour or so. And it was like already midnight at that point. And a dude walks up, small little man, like very small man, like 5'4", just a funny looking dude, wasted
Small
with
man.
small man, and he gets on the craps table and he rolls for about 35 minutes, and he puts his, because he had to wear face masks at that time, probably
Yeah,
still
I
do in
remember.
Vegas.
Mm,
Um,
maybe.
but he put the mask over his eyes the entire time he rolled, and just like was dancing, going crazy. I'm like, keep this guy here. They had to warn him like 3, 4 times.
Oh, dude, we love a fish, dude. We love a fish.
Grateful. Can I ask you an honest question, bro?
Yeah, of course.
Because like when I first turned 21, my aunt took me to Delaware Park. It's a local casino here. And
Yeah.
I even spent some time in Vegas, like with, my girl and her family back in like 2015, 16, some shit like that. And I noticed when you and I and Flanders, when we went to the Hard Rock, I noticed how many more machines at that time had become electronic, such as the roulette, such as just different games. How do you feel as, a guy who loves the casino? And this is an honest question, bro, because I don't really gamble my money. I'm just curious because it was something I noticed. Do you still feel the same going in there, like knowing that you're battling against like the machine versus maybe like pure chance off of just the roll of roulette? You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. As far as my experience with because again, and Connor can attest to this. Okay. The way I operate in the casino, I'm a super degen. So I play machines.
Oh, I know
I like to
that,
play
bro.
slot
I
machines.
know you're a DGen.
I
Like,
like to play. So look, so I like playing machines, right? And then I use blackjack. Blackjack is a game where you have the best odds of all table games in the casino, and if you play by the book and you sit there for enough time to swing, you will usually, if you play it smart, you'll leave in a decent profit or break even. You know what I mean? It's very rare
statistically, it
that you'll
just
fucking
makes, yeah,
right. But like you said, so as far as experience with machines, I have hit way more. I think I've only hit taxable jackpots on digital machines, new machines. Those old machines with the
that's
reels and
wild.
shit, that shit is way more rigged. It seems like it because my thing is, my idea of the casino is they want you to like they want to rob you a bit, but they want to like have you come back. They don't want to rob you too bad. So it's like these new machines and they can work on them, right? It's like like working on these machines is way different because it's a digital, it's coding. It's not just this motherfucking, three reels that are spinning based on some, like old machine. It's different ball games. And so like I'll notice too at the Lodge Casino, like up in Denver, or up in Blackhawk, in the mountains behind Denver. Um, I was winning on this one machine, these wild gems, and I win on this machine. I wanted and win, like I win on this machine everywhere. But this machine, it was hitting so much. Like I went back after being on a heater, and they had, they're operating on the machine, trying to make it not win so much, and they can control that. And I think that, obviously, what you're saying is, yeah, like, do I think it's like, is it like, do I have less confidence knowing that it's so
And yeah, bro,
controllable?
not to cut you off, that's exactly why I'm asking, is because they can control kind of, the probability of like you winning versus the house winning.
Right. And for me, like I said, I don't know. I've always felt like a lucky dude. Uh,
Bro,
when
energy's
playing
everything. Energy is
Totally.
everything.
Totally. And when playing machines, I can know when usually I can feel when a machine's either, like running hot and it's about to hit, or I can feel like, this shit's cold and I'm just wasting money. You know what I mean? But then
I
again,
got it
some
on
people
tape, bro. You hitting like round after round after round. I was sitting there with the camera, like, I'm just gonna film until he doesn't hit. Like,
right. And that was on unfortunately that was on the pennies. I wish that would have been on like the dollar so I could have looked like a real DJ. But I feel like that might have been when we first came in and I was just getting used to shit.
I didn't know the difference, bro. To me, you were winning. I was like, hell yeah, let's do this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, that's another thing. Is like, you're betting like I like dollar slots because you're betting dollars, and you're betting multiple dollars usually, up to $9, $10 a spin. Um, typically just on a normal machine if you're just playing, 9 lines or whatever, 10 lines. And that shit's cool, because it's like when you max bet on a dollar machine, everything you see, like when it says you hit 17,000 or whatever, that's $17,000. When you see 17,000 on the penny machine, that's 17,000 pennies. You know what I mean? So it's like
So it's
that's
like
fucking
$170 to like
yeah,
17
$170
racks,
versus a fucking giant jackpot. You know what I mean?
half a Tesla. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
When I was in Vegas, I texted you because my girl wanted to play slots, and I've never really played slots before. And I'm like, just can you give me like a quick rundown on like penny slots, dollars? Like, what should I look for and play? Like, we're really just trying to win something back or have fun. And within like 5 minutes, you sent me back like 3 paragraphs,
Oh yeah, I
detailed.
remember. Yeah, I was like, just be careful. I was like, but no, those wild gems machines though, it was nuts. I'm telling you, I mean, Connor's been with me in Vegas because he was, like he was living there for a minute playing poker professionally, and I would go out there to see him and everything, and just to vibe and chill. And that'd be like, you can ask Connor, those Wild Gems machines. There's certain machines that you can find in every casino, and there's one called Green Machine. This is an old style. This is not a digital, but it's the weirdest machine. It's like you you spin it and it just shows. Again, if you're betting dollars, it shows the dollar amount. So it's like it'll spin and it'll show like a 2 and then a 0 and then a double 0. You know what I mean? That means you won like fucking boom, like a bunch of money, or you can win, it'll hit at 0, 0, and then 5. You won $5, or it'll, you know what I mean? It's a weird machine, but I don't know, dude. I just like gambling. I grew up in a gambling family, I guess. My grandma, my mother, they love gambling, and I didn't have my dad around, and that's what we do, gambling.
Gambling responsibly is
Oh,
such
totally.
a good way to spend your time.
Oh, it's fun, dude. Like as long as you know
Grateful.
what you're doing and you have the money to play with, it's cool. What's up, Willow? My bad.
Grateful. If I had more bread on me that night at the Hard Rock, I definitely would have played more with y'all. Shout out to FMV Drew for getting me some food that night at the casino. He sent me a nice little something for coming down and helping out with the video. But if I would have had more, bro, we would have done some damage in that motherfucker.
Hell yeah. Nah, it's cool. And that's another thing, man. Like when I go to the casino and if people are with me and everything, I don't ever, like I do my, like me personally, I'm a DJ. I don't expect anyone else to be a DJ. You know what I mean? It's just like, you want to watch me fucking win or lose, that's cool. But either way, it's cool. Like I just, like Drew said, as long as you have the money to play with and you're, mitigating your risk properly, for your own budget, then it's fine, dude. There's nothing wrong. People just look at it weird. Because it's like you go to a restaurant, right, and spend $500. I mean, a nice steak restaurant, and you get 2 bottles of wine, and you go crazy, $500, and people will justify that. They'll be like, "Oh wow, we had this extravagant meal with a giant chandelier and blah blah," and then to me, spending $500 at the casino just as good. It depends on who you are. It's all subjective. Spending money is such a subjective experience.
100%, 100%. For example, I was at the Honda Classic. I went to like 4 hours of the final round of the Honda Classic last weekend golf tournament, and me and a couple buddies, and one of the buddies is a huge DJ and always at the casino, just loves gambling. And what we would do is every bet was $5, and like we would bet, we just walk around to different holes, like who's going to make this putt. One of the bets was we went to a random hole, and we're like the next two golfers on the tee. Do you think the taller golfer is going to tee off first or tee off second? Like shit like that. Like,
Super
and at the
DJ bets, yes.
yeah, and at like just random shit. And at the end of the day, I think like one of us owed each other like $15. So we had like a full day of like going back and forth and shit. Like, no one really got up on each other, but that type of stuff, like, yeah, I enjoy so much.
It's competitive. If that's in your nature, then like it's definitely a fun time. It looked like you were having a blast out there on the course, bro. Just chilling, drinking, talking shit to the golfers. Like, yo, I like your pants, bro. I died laughing when I saw that
Yo, you
snap.
guys know? So do you guys know about forget the website. It's called either like Loud Golf Pants or something golfpants.com. When I was in high school, again, I went to fucking super prestigious Catholic high school in Northern Virginia, and it was like split, right? My school was half kids who had, their families were prestigious and they were going to this school, they're planned to go to the school since birth. And then it was like the other half was kids who had fucked up. They're from public school and they're like, "Oh, you're going to Catholic school," you know what I mean? And that's what it was. And so uh I'm chilling with kids, and there's kids that are coming to school because we had uniforms, and then we had out of uniform days, and kids would come wearing these like outlandish golf pants, like looking sick though. I'm like, damn, bro, like that was a shit back in 2011, 2012, having the fucking crazy fucking like houndstooth or fucking checkered or like tie-dye golf pants, like that was the shit. Like as long as you keep it classy, that was our thing too, right? It was like all being a private school, it was like we like to turn up, but it's like you got to keep it classy. You know what I mean? Like we would show up to the fucking football games and shit with like sometimes in blazers and shit, but it's like fucking we're 16, 17-year-old degenerate kids drunk as fuck, but we look classy. You know what I'm saying? We don't look fucking far off. That shit's fun.
Catholic schools definitely get rowdy, bro. That's a fact.
Oh, we used to get fucking nuts, and it was fun. At first, I hated it. I was very anti-school spirit. I thought that was corny. And then I like really experienced it, and I kind of got my niche within, the school and shit. I was like, nah, this shit is cool. You know what I mean? Like I like turning up and and supporting the team. There was a time we had a because of course in the Catholic schools, they were very big on, programs to help like children with developmental disabilities, and so we had a lot of kids, Down syndrome, on the like autism spectrum, and it was our school's goal to just like make these people feel as included as possible because typically society doesn't make these people feel included, so it was like we just always everybody was the same, and it was cool as fuck. But there is one because of that. There was one night, it's a football game, home game, and Sean Cross, who was a fucking 6-man member, also has Down syndrome. 6-man is our hype or like our hype squad, because we're Paul the Sixth Catholic High School, 6-man, and Sean Cross is like he's because we include everyone. He's going hard normally, and he's fucking talking shit. He's saying fuck you guys and shit, and again, homie got Down syndrome, but he's just like us. We do not, we're not discriminating, and so he's talking shit, and someone throws a punch at him, and bro, when I say like I had never
I hope
seen,
the whole
oh
student
dog,
section whoops some ass, bro.
oh dude, it was in the parking lot. It was after the game. Someone throws a punch at him, and we're like, "Yo, are you stupid? Like, are you kidding? You really gonna punch this dude who, Down syndrome is a condition where you can very evidently tell someone has Down syndrome. It's not like, oh, that guy might be Down syndrome. Nah, 100%. And so we were like, are you fucking? And I just remember, dude, people. Oh man, that kid, like. I didn't even end up seeing what happened to him because it was like he just got lost in a crowd of people pushing him down and fucking screaming at him and shit. And I was like, dude, oof, I'll never do that. That's just crazy.
That's a hashtag mistake on that fucking idiot's part.
Oh, oh, dude, that's like some
Holy
crazy
shit.
shit, bro.
That you said
But yeah,
Holy
they
that
didn't care,
shit.
shit
man.
because
They didn't care. That rivalry was big.
I feel like my high school like included kids like that too that were like super into the sports that like were in like what do they call that? IU 13 I think is what it was called. Something like that. I don't know, maybe I, I don't know, bro, but yeah, they that's crazy.
No, I feel that. That shit was like that. My school was like kids were getting fucking scouted to Notre Dame and shit. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy. People took ball serious. Even down to lacrosse. Like our fucking lacrosse goalie, there was one day, our PE teacher was talking shit, because I had the lacrosse goalie, Zach Tool, in my fucking PE class. And it's so ironic. This dude's a lacrosse like douchebag, and his name is Zach Tool, but it's spelled
Lax it,
Tuell.
bro. You
Yeah,
lax it,
lax,
bro?
bro. Oh, dude, fuck you, dude. I'm fucking
Yeah,
dude.
bro.
I'll fucking drive a fucking Range Rover at 16,
I
dude. I'm
got my
playing.
A4, bro. My Audi A4.
Yeah, no, that was another thing that was so crazy. Like I said, my school was so back and forth. Like some kids were driving Range Rover, and some kids were driving like me. I'm driving like a fucking, Volkswagen Jetta. Like I'm just
I had
driving
a
a regular
92,
car.
bro. I had a 92 Nissan Maxima that was like, it was like the inside half of like the coverings of the seats were ripped off. My friends would take Sharpies and graffiti their names and just random shit on the seats and like the side of the door and just whenever they were bored. And then, like you said, there were those kids that would roll up to school and they'd have those super nice cars and they'd have the rims and they'd have the exhaust and they'd like be like flexing with and at that time it was like those newer like flip phones like Verizon was coming out with like the fucking Dare and the fucking all kind of crazy shit. Like they had the chocolate and the fucking what was it called? The sidekick, bro. The kids with the
Oh, the bro,
sidekicks.
the chocolate. I remember when that phone came out.
Bro,
LG
chocolate was
chocolate.
all
My
the
God.
rage.
Dude, LG Rumor, that was also a phone that was super nuts. Fucking Samsung Upstage, that phone was like a Sprint exclusive, and on one side it was like a fucking phone with a keypad and a very, very small screen, and the other side it was an MP3 player. That was like in
I remember
2007
that.
when MP3s became like a thing. That's what I say, bro. I think we grew up, people born in like between 1990 and like 1995, maybe 1990. I
You
think
got to
maybe
include
five
the
is a
80s in
cutoff.
that, bro, because like they were still like in like they were like our bigger brothers and sisters when we were living through all that shit. You know what I mean? So like, because like that
Well,
would I
kind of,
feel
but
like
we saw like we went from playing Oregon Trail on a Windows 98 to now we've got phones, everything is touchscreen. You know what I mean? Like
Oculus
we
and shit, bro.
yeah, we saw oh shit, now we got Oculus. And like but the kids that seen that, that's crazy. But I remember where when having a touchscreen phone, there was a difference in a capacitive and a resistive touchscreen. Now all of them are capacitive. Like it used to be Like, oh, bro, it's crazy as fuck. I used to be such a tech
When you
nerd.
say that, does that mean like you need the heat on your finger, or like just like I could use a
Yes.
stylus?
Yes.
Okay,
So
because I can
capacitive.
remember that shit, bro. Like back in the day, we would have the touch screens that you didn't need like your thumb. You could just touch it with like a fucking pen, and it would work.
Yeah. Well, so that's resistive. Resistive, it basically just means when, like, in order to select on the screen, you have the screen has to resist a certain amount of force from your finger to accept like to accept the click, so to speak. Capacitive, which is what you're on right now, an iPhone, it goes on the electricity in your body, which is why, shit works no matter if you use your elbow, if you use anything. You know what I mean?
Bro, how do you know that? That's crazy.
I was a tech nerd, dog. I was there
Spitting
was a YouTube
bars.
channel. There was a YouTube channel called
Literally,
Phone Dog, and I used to be on Phone Dog. Like, dude, having a fucking phone as a middle school kid in 2007, 2006, 2008, that was shit. So me, I was like, my mom
yeah.
was on this, like, we had Sprint, which is not the best, but we had the ability to, like, every time a new phone came out, like, we were like, we were like financing the phone, and so once the phone was paid off, you could just get another one. And so I was like, okay, cool, like, I'm trying to find the best new phone and shit, and I'm a fucking sixth grader, seventh grader, and I'm like, yeah, I got the LG Rumor, and again, I'm talking about, I got this fucking Samsung Upstage with a fucking capacitive, blah blah blah. I'm saying all these words and shit
Literally
because I'm
like kids today that they roll up in like fifth grade and got like iPhone 12 Max Pros.
yeah,
Shit,
exactly.
if you go deep into YouTube, I bet you find a grateful video from back in the day of him doing like an unbox review of like the new LG
Let's
chocolate.
go.
Bro, I'm
Bro,
not
I
a big
had a
sidekick though.
yeah, I had a dude. My first one was a fucking Nextel beeper.
Oh,
Like
those were the shit,
I
bro. Nextel,
had that.
you had a chirp.
It
It
was
was like,
it was the best, dude. I would kind of prefer to have that. It's like a little walkie-talkie. But dude,
yeah,
I didn't get an iPhone or a smartphone until I was like 19 or 20. It's fucking nuts. And
Same,
then
bro.
I have like conversations with people and like, we're all going to be cyborgs one day. And I'm like, what do you think we are right now? I'm like, look what's in your hand. I'm like, we are
nah.
already fucking morphing. Like,
Oh, 100%. And if you subscribe, not to fucking get political, but if you subscribe to certain agendas, I mean, shit, you already see how the sway went, bro. That shit's crazy as fuck.
cogs.
Oh, cogging big time, like super crazy. Like, do you see that funny meme? The Onion. They make like the fake, like ironic, like
Hmm.
satirical news. It was like Vladimir Putin awarded Nobel Peace Prize in medicine for ending COVID pandemic. Ah,
I
I'm
think you
like,
sent
dude,
that to me. It's funny as fuck.
fucking hilarious, dude. Like, it's nuts. I just think it's crazy. People talk about every day the future and shit progressing and where are we at now and everything. Some days I'm like, is this end times? I'm like, are we at end times? Like this shit is really becoming what we used to joke about. We used to joke about this shit and now it's becoming real life and we're like, oh, like this shit is kind of scary.
Moving at a very, very rapid rate. Society
Right.
is.
And super rapid and it's like creating like morbidity. Shit is weird.
Yeah, it's like this is like my go-to, but it's like for just the reality of like how time works. Like the three Egyptian empires, So from
Right.
Cleopatra was towards the end. Um, Cleopatra was closer to the iPhone than in years than their entire three empire reign was all put together from the beginning of that. That makes sense. So from the first empire to Cleopatra is longer than from Cleopatra to iPhone. It's like, and
Right.
you just like you think back to like 120 years ago, like no, like just getting onto electricity, shit like that. No planes, no cars, and you see where we're at in 120 years. Like when the Declaration or Independence or whatever was written, that's only if a human, best case, really, 100 years old, they live 100 years. That's pretty much three and a half people ago. Like that shit happened.
Right.
And it's like where we've
Yeah.
come
My
from.
great
Like
great
we are moving way too
grandfather.
fucking fast. Like
Well,
our
dude.
human evolution can't fucking keep up. We still have like what do they say? It's like 10,000 years for like that. I don't know the fucking terms for it, but for evolution to kick in for like the next wave of shit, it's like we're still
Right.
living like we're fucking. We see a boat come to shore and we know that motherfucker's coming to pillage. Like
No, well, dude, like what's crazy is people don't remember, like maybe people don't even think about it or maybe don't even realize, like the US, we're like this country is what 200 years old, if that. You know what I mean? Like very, very, very new, right? And you've got ancient Rome, you've got ancient Egypt, you've got all these ancient China, all these civilizations that have been around for like eons before us. And like you said, yeah, like that. I used to always question. I'd be like, okay, for instance, you're in the '90s, you're watching the Jetsons, or you're in the '90s and you're listening to Bill Nye the Science Guy, and he's saying that the rainforest is going to be gone by the year 2000, and that we're gonna by the year 2020 we're gonna be riding flying cars and it's gonna be Jetsons life. And my question always was, are we moving are we over speculating? Are we over expecting what we should be doing, or are we moving too slow? I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think we're
God's
moving
timing is
super fast.
perfect.
Well, I think we're moving
And
fast, but I don't think we're identifying as like people aren't realizing like, yo, there's Oculus Rift right now. There's NFTs. There's like this is the sci-fi shit that we've always been looking at.
Bro,
oh
I
yeah,
I I think that we're like living like a repeat past because I'm one of the I subscribe to the idea that
History
there's
repeats itself.
I subscribe to the idea that there's rain erosion on the Sphinx. So, like, if you want to get deep with that, that means that there was humanity around to make the Sphinx like 16,000 fucking years ago during the last ice age when that type of weather would have been, able to happen within that climate region of Egypt and whatever, to have rain coming down and do such a thing to that rock structure. So, like, I think we're kind of just like, I think something happened where humanity fucked up, and maybe we're almost going back that way again because I'm not really on the environmentalist tip. I know that that's kind of one of our, something that's part of our ethos, like the whole environment and doing things that are positive for the environment. I saw a bunch of people today sharing that new report that got dropped about how global warming is getting crazy. It was like the final warning or some shit that they called it. I don't know, bro. But I read a little bit like of the highlights or whatever, and it's just like we're kind of on a one track path to like killing the fucking planet. So like,
Right. Oh, dude.
did that happen like 20,000 years ago, and then now we're just kind of like
well,
reliving the whole same shit?
first of all, shouts out to Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock because I
Fuck
subscribe to
yes,
the.
bro. Fuck yes. I love
I
those
got all of
dudes.
Graham's
That's where
books,
I
bro.
got that idea, dude. That's where I got that idea. God, I fucking love you.
Yeah, they spit the truth, and they have tons of lengthy interviews out there, hours and hours. You can listen to them; they're fantastic.
I've seen
But
every one, bro.
but it's like it's more so like cataclysmic events that happen that like just wipe out civilizations and technology, and it may not have been the technology we think about. With I have the 76ers game on live right now, like that type of technology, but
I feel
it's
like
technology nonetheless, and a civilization that is very good at what they do, from what we could see. Yeah, and the environmental global stuff. It's tough to decipher, but I don't know. From what I read, that they only have like charts that date back 100, 200 years that can really, analyze the globe and how the weather patterns and whatnot work. And again, I'm not a fucking expert on this.
same,
Um,
bro. I'm not
but
educated,
it's
so I don't know
just
what to think.
it's interesting. Like, the Sahara, supposedly from the research they've done and this new way of like reading under like earth terrain or whatever. Apparently, the Sahara used to be like a lush rainforest. Like, I mean, we're talking tens and tens and tens of thousands of years ago. But like, there's stages to it. But I think more so cataclysmic events, fucking volcanoes, asteroidal impact and whatnot. There's that volcano. I forgot what it's called.
Earthquakes and
It's right
shit.
next to the one that just erupted in the ocean out by Fiji or whatever. But there's a volcano out there that erupted and majority of the human race. Like I think they said it was 17,000 years ago or 70, some shit like that. But there's estimated 7,000 people left on Earth, and that's what we have not come from.
And what
That's
year was
wild,
that?
bro.
What year
Um,
was that?
just Google volcano that left only 7,000 people on Earth. I want to say it's 70,000 years ago, maybe 17.
Yo, bro, is that what's gonna happen when Yellowstone goes off though?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Like, is it gonna create like a
Yellowstone.
nuclear winter and like gonna fuck everything up for mad
Yeah,
long?
Yellowstone could really fuck us up. It would cover the entire United States in fucking ash, which would then pretty much, yeah, nuclear winter almost.
That would be sweet. Exactly what we need. We
Yo,
need
can
to.
I like can I pause on all this shit real quick? I sent every single person who's in this space right now a DM, and it's something that I kind of made up for the FMV street team. It's just really simple, extremely simple. It has two different FMV logos with the street team, a font that I thought looked cool. I just want to get your guys' opinion on it and see what you guys think, and like maybe
I
how
want to
we can
make
maybe
t-shirts. I want to make
critique it
t-shirts.
or do something, and like, cause like bro, like I'm trying. It's March now, and like shit's about to start popping off. Like I'm super bullish on FMV, and I'm excited on FMV. Like I can feel it. I wake up every day and I think about it, type shit.
Yeah, facts. Of course, me too. Nah, dude, we're gonna. I think we should make merch. We should make tees. I think because that's providing utility, but also like this is another thing. A piece of clothing to a person who has a lot of clothing, it's insignificant. But if you literally, dude, if you like, I made a tweet the other day. I was like, go broke. Like if you see clothing as something like, bro, that's clothes. Like you need clothes to function in society. Like you can't go into a store without having a shirt on. You know what I mean? Like you have to have that. So, that's a point. But also, yeah, it's fucking sweet to get some FMV street team, tees and shit, get them out to the people, get the sticker packs launched and everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Bro, we don't. I'm not even like asking for t-shirts. I think t-shirts would be
No, I
fucking
I, th-
dope,
I think we need
but
t-shirts.
like,
I think we need them. I think
I
it's sufficient.
agree. It looks way more professional. But then again, I am a dude who like I have two FMV shirts, so I don't think that would be unprofessional to go rock like our Miami shit that we were wearing, at the local farmers
Oh,
market,
no, not at
because they
all.
can
Not at
totally
all.
scan the QR code and whatnot. I just think that it would be cool to just kind of have the logo to just give some people some shit to get excited about, like to get
Right,
ready to get
exactly.
out and go to the farmers market and spread the word. Like
Well, that's
I
the
don't know,
reason that
bro.
this NFT space is very popular and intriguing and enticing to a lot of people is because a lot of people who spend a lot of time on the internet, they're not oftentimes included in things. You know what I mean? And so to feel included, like I always talk about hyper inclusion because I'm very opposed to hyper inclusion, but at the same time, I believe everybody should get in where they fit in, and being able to give someone a place to fit in, I think it's dope. If you fucking if you got no hobbies, but your hobby is FMV street team, I love that. I fuck with you. That's super dope. Like, if you find it in your own niche that you like to go to farmers markets and pitch NFTs and talk to people about, how they source their produce and what their farming techniques are, that's sick. You know what I mean? I think that's awesome. I don't think uh I don't think there's anything, wrong with that. And like having a street team is only gonna make us better, dude. It's just gonna be
Fact, yo,
sick.
and like, along with being super bullish on just like what I meant with like the FMV, like I'm super bullish on you, Grateful, and you, Drew, and like the community, like, and all of us, because I believe that like what we have here is one of a kind, and like shout out to Drew and Q for even creating this shit from the jump, like, but
Right.
the few people that we have, I feel like there's 10 or 20 of us that really are like tapped in. And we have way more than just 10 or 20 people within, the community. But I feel like there's 10 or 20 of us that are kind of like, all right, let's fucking do this shit. And like I think that's
Exactly.
special. And I feel like there's some people that like they would love what we do have to offer. And like I tell everybody every time, like I learn shit when I get on this space every single time, whether it's farming related or not, bro. I learned about the touch
Touch screens.
the touch screen shit tonight. Like, you know what I mean? So like I'm learning, like I'm hanging out with you guys, I'm having a good ass time. Like I had two low glasses of wine, like I'm feeling good, like had a dab, like we're just vibing out and just talking, you
Right.
know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it gives people a place to come escape and just enjoy life, bro.
No, exactly. And that's the thing is like that's why I've always liked this kind of idea and engaging with the community. Um it's unfortunate that this which was community demanded otherwise is so scarce in attendance right now. But I mean, here we are, you know what I mean? We still people that
Yeah, bro, that
like you
really
said,
rubs me
bro.
the wrong way. Like, bring the same
Bro.
energy, yo. Don't go off in the Discord and be talking all that and then not show up to the space. Sorry,
Right.
I said
Cuz
it.
well,
I said it. This is recorded. If y'all have an
nah,
issue,
it's
we can
cool. Everything
respectively
else.
talk. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a straight shooter. You guys know how it is. Like, I felt some type of way. And I texted Drew personally the other day just to let him know that I had his back and all that crazy stuff that was going on. Like, just ignore it because, and, I understand emotions were high. Like, we all want to see this thing go. But at the same time, like, we all got to play our part. So,
No, 100%. That's the thing. And I've been saying that I was talking about that in Greenhouse to ACOB, right? It's like you go into any all these projects that all this, first of all, NFT Twitter produces propaganda, whether that's intentional or not, it happens, right? They've got people thinking who are first time quote unquote investors. In my opinion, I don't think you're an investor unless you've got like like you've got working capital behind you and you know what I'm saying? And invest
100%, bro.
okay, you should call them retail investors because that's what we
Retail,
are.
yes,
We are
yes.
retail investors, okay? So, you know, a retail investor buying into a project and thinking that, oh, this is, because all they see on Twitter all day is Mutant Ape Yacht Club sold for 130 ETH. This sold for 10 ETH. This sold for 1.25 ETH. It's like, it makes it seem like everybody's making it. And this whole hype, that's why I hate hyper inclusion, because if you tell everyone we're all going to make it, somebody is going to end up with the short stick, bro. And that's fucked up.
Facts.
That's
Was it
fucked
you
up.
the other day that tweeted that NFT Twitter was getting cringe? Because I agreed
Yes,
with
dude, it's
whoever
getting
tweeted.
cringe.
I thought that was you. I was like, this is grateful. Like, I was
Dude, it's getting weird. Like when we were first
super
here,
weird, bro.
it was people who were like serious about crypto, about bridging the gap between, metaverse and their IRL utility and what they're doing. And then, bro, all of a sudden it's like people are fucking posting how to talk to NFT girls and shit and sexy NFT girls and like all this shit. And then all of a sudden it was like again, more the hyper inclusion shit. We're all gonna make it and blah 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 and NFT advice. And it's like, dude, you have to realize that everybody has their own level of perception, especially on a concept so new as crypto and NFTs. The idea that we're all gonna make it, I mean, that's asinine, bro. Like unless you've properly invested, it's like these people you see right on DraftKings or FanDuel, and they make a fucking parlay. They bet a dollar, $5 for a 26 parlay, and then they all hit and they make a bunch of money. That's what's happening with these people who are caking in NFTs. This shit ain't happening every day that people are getting rich. Yeah, people are coming up. I've made decent money. I've only sold probably 2 NFTs and I made decent money. But either way, you know, you can't expect a long-term utility project to just all of a sudden be, who the like we've talked about it, who really gives a shit about regenerative agriculture? Only the people who are here, and it takes us to reach them. We've had people telling us we need to do this, we need to do that. And here we are. It's either put up or shut up. We're putting up. And what's everybody else doing? Shutting up. Like that shit is crazy to me,
Tell them,
bro.
bro. Tell them. I think, like you said, a lot of it is just like the very base knowledge level of a lot of these quote unquote retail investors. And it drives me crazy, bro. I feel like a lot of cults are forming within NFT Twitter, and it's like opinions are being attacked. And like if you feel one way, like you're this person. If you feel that way, you're that person. And like it's getting weird, like you said. That's why I just try to lead with love, bro. Just be grateful, lead with love, and just try to duck the BS and take the high road.
Oh, exactly, man. And like you said, like look at it. Like who's in here right now? We got Drew hosting on
Us,
main
bro.
account. We got me, and we
It's
got you, and we got
literally
Drew's account.
us.
Like,
It's
okay,
literally
so
us.
listen, don't
Shout out
fucking
Dan.
say,
Dan's been here too. Dan's
hey,
been here
oh
too.
yeah,
Shout out
comment
Dan.
Dan's been here. Definitely, definitely. Homie's a fucking good dude. No bad words to say about him. He's always got good advice. But
Hell
bro,
yeah.
don't fucking, when it comes time to push up or shut up, we know that we're gonna either push up or shut up, and we're not shutting up. So here we are. So it's like, again, the devs can do a lot of things and we can be present and we can do what everyone's saying, but if the community is not showing out, if me, the fucking community director, chats in the Discord and people aren't responding, what the fuck does that say about the project, bro? That don't look good. You know what I mean? Like be real.
Bro,
Like,
and that's why I'm so excited to hit these farmers markets and just help people understand. Like just really, really help people understand. I think that's all that it's gonna take as far as bridging that gap and getting more people to join the community. I was at the fucking skate park the other day, and we talked about this just last week when Farmer Acup was on about his idea of sponsoring different people who set up at farmers markets in different areas. He was saying how my friend's mom could get her whole month of fees, whatever, whatever. But I was trying to explain to them like how what we do is bridging that gap in between when you own this NFT, when you're part of this community, not only do you own this artwork and it looks cool and et cetera, you now also get to partake in any benefits that come from this exclusive community, whether that's, discounts from a partner, whether that's an exclusive live in-person event, whether that's, crewing up and going out on the farmers market street team summer tour and doing what Q was talking about just last week. We get a bus and we just go all up and down the East Coast. We start in Florida and we end in Connecticut. I don't fucking know, like some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And they're a part of that just by owning this piece of code, this NFT, and just bridging that gap because I feel like so many people still don't fucking understand.
No.
Especially the people that identify with our ethos and like farmers markets in general. I feel like a lot of those people probably haven't made it into the NFT world yet. And maybe I'm just judging and like looking at it from a weird, point of view, but
No, you're right. I feel you. I don't think you said anything wrong. Seeing what's going on in the Discord.
I definitely know that like farmers, I grew up in Lancaster. Like you've been to Lancaster, that's where you got your dog. It's nothing but fucking
Facts.
farmers, bro. Like my whole school district, like where I lived, like a whole third of them were like city or suburban kids. The other two-thirds were kids that lived on farms or in the middle of the woods. Like so those are the types of people I feel like really identify with like farming and the regenerative agriculture. Like FFA was fucking huge in my school, bro. Like half the kids in my school were in FFA. So, yeah, I feel like a lot of those kids, like if I get on Facebook from time to time, and like they're not talking about crypto and NFTs, and I feel like it's my job to go out there and like help them, bridge that gap and make that connection because this is the future, whether we like it or not. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. No, this is the future. And that's the thing too, is if you notice historically, anytime there's been technological change and technological push, there's been pushback. People have always been like with Y2K, motherfuckers were literally thinking that the fucking banking system and the internet was gonna take over the world, like and that we were gonna be like trapped in like Terminator land just because
My
the
grandma
internet was
was
a
in a
thing.
bathtub, bro. My grandma was scared. She thought the world was gonna blow up. She was in the bathtub. It's like preparing for the year 2000, like New Year's Eve. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, totally. Totally. And I think it's to everyone. I think people are realizing that this is but maybe they're not. That's what my point what I said earlier. Is like it feels like people don't know what's going on. People are still watching the news and still being like societal when like the whole time it's like fucking here we are. You know what I mean? Like here we are with Oculus Rifts and again NFT technology, blockchain technology. Like
Yeah, another thing that irks me too is like getting the floor up. It's like 0.04 or wherever it was. It was like 0.05 at one time due to the
yeah, dude, we
community.
were yeah we
And
were
then, working with this marketplace and, just waiting for the floor to get up before we, post on this marketplace and get some more attention out there. And then like people undercut the floor by 50%. And some that are like within the community, they're like, I know. And I'm just like, why? I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody to ever like not list or do whatever with their money, like at the end of the day. But it's like,
right. Yeah, do your fucking thing. If you got to liquidate, liquidate. But again, I was joking in the soda Discord. All these people are like, "What's going on?" You know, because a lot of these projects are fumbling this opportunity with this relist, and it's like, like for instance,
What is
right?
that? What do you
You
mean?
well, as if you didn't notice, OpenSea all sale that had not been actually like physically migrated, like someone had to initiate a transaction to migrate them. They were all expired and canceled. So it was like before February 16th or whatever it was, some date in February, OpenSea said, if your listing has not been migrated and it's posted before this date, it is going to be canceled, which basically means a bunch of projects are going to get a massive delisting, which allows the community to kind of dictate the floor a bit more, right? The market is in the hands of the community.
Okay,
And
that's
so
where
it's
that
just,
little bar was at the top of OpenSea every day I was logging in.
yes, exactly. And so, like, granted, that was like, whatever, like, you call it what you want, but, the point is, I was joking. I'm like, okay, you fucking got a listing for a project that has no volume. OpenSea delists it, and you're like, oh shit, let me relist. You know what I mean? I'm gonna fucking get like, where do you think your money's gonna come from if there's no volume? And if there is volume, why do you think undercutting by 50% just to liquidate is a good idea. Like, who are you to think that someone's gonna sweep your shit just because someone's sweeping? That's not the point of the project. This is community. This is not about me. It's about us. You know what I mean? And people are looking at NFTs as like a me thing. And it's, to me, it's just so like, it's corny at this point. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, we got to stop that. Because people are like, oh, I believe in NFTs. I believe in NFT technology. But nobody puts patience. Nobody puts belief nobody puts their money where their mouth is when it comes to that. People want liquidity immediately in a project that doesn't moon in 2 weeks. It's like, oh, you believe in NFTs, but you are like super like hell bent on liquidity. Like, it's just crazy to me, bro. Like, obviously, I'm passionate about it because it's nuts. To me, I'm a degen, dude.
What's up, guys? Been trying to
Dan, what up, Dan?
find a spot in my house that's quiet over here.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
Nah, all good. I love hearing you guys. Just chat it up. This is what it's about. I feel like just having the opportunity to chalk it up. Like it doesn't have to be so formal all the time. I like this kind of setting.
Yeah, dude.
I think if the more it's about consistency. Like, yeah, there may not be a lot of people on here now. Keep it going. Keep pushing it in the Discord. Keep pushing it on Twitter, right? Like, and then you can start having a little more visibility into like that recurring, piece. Like that. Ultimately, it's just like for me, like when I'm building out, lead generation lists and stuff. Like it always starts. You got to start somewhere, and you got to keep growing. And like I think people that want to talk about this stuff are going to naturally gravitate towards it. I mean, we gotta do our part in, if there's going to be specific things you guys want to talk about, within the agriculture or cooking space or food space, whatever. I think that if there's like things that are like themes or keywords that we can kind of like hone in on, that you can have as part of the conversation and still keep it casual. Like then that's where you can start posting certain things about like a specific topic that someone might be more relatable to that they wouldn't have in a normal circumstance or may not have found like the FMV any like in another setting or something like that. So just something to think about too. Like I don't want you guys to get discouraged. Like I know it's tough, man, and I think we're just in a general bear market with NFTs right now. I mean, like what's going on in the world? Like it's hard to guarantee money within a marketplace when the liquidity all over the world is going to be drying up. And I think the other problem, you guys kind of touched on it with like the mentality, right? Of like I got to be in it and it's got to hit or I got to get out, right? Like rather than let me put my chips where I want them to lay and watch my investment grow and commit to something. And that's the problem where there's
Preach, bro, preach.
It's a small pool of that, and the crypto pool is small. The NFT pool is even smaller, right? So it's like you're dealing with the same individuals that are going in and out of all these projects, and maybe there's 5 to 10% of those individuals that are actually finding projects to invest in long term, and some of them are probably doing it just because they know they're buying. Hopefully 10, 20. Now the cool cat's even better, but like I think just the idea of like, hey, I'm going to support this group and just like I would in a stock investment and put my money behind the company and want to get a piece of the ownership, right? Like that's a different mentality. And right now that market, that's not the popular mentality here.
Nah, exactly.
You speaking truth, bro.
And
It's
that's on.
fire.
When I first came in this space, that's how I started. And then I started seeing, like you guys touched on it before too. I wanted to jump on, like the space in general, the social space around NFTs, Twitter, right? Even Discord. Like Discord's it's a disaster in some other servers. And there's like no solidarity. I mean, there may be perceived solidarity because we're all in this NFT space, but like everyone's like out to get the next person, and you gotta like really find people you trust in the space to actually like associate yourself with them and actually like find time to actually devote your brain power that someone else is going to try and convince you of something. Like you can get fooled very easily, obviously, and it's like you got to make sure that you're investing your own time into the people that hopefully are here that have your best interest in you. And I still buy shit for the art just to have it in as the art, even though I know it's whatever. Like I wouldn't buy $150 painting as quickly as I do a JPEG, but like whatever, you know, it's still part of the game. And I think that's the mentality of like being a NFT, like being exposed to the NFT space has just it's just human nature of kind of collecting and trends and all of that stuff. Like that's just innate in everyone. It just changes. It's different rhymes, different, you know, themes, all of that stuff.
Yeah, man, I keep fat fingering. It's one thing I don't love about this new update. The laugh emoji is right in between the clap and the love, which is like it can get real toxic on accident.
Yo, you speaking the straight truth though, Dan. For real though, bro.
Yeah, I wish you know, like from where I came from, like I've learned so much, and I don't try and get anybody into this space. Like even my friends who got me like into crypto, like you know, into like Bitcoin back in like 2017, like I don't even try and get them into the NFT space. Like if you're gonna find it, you're gonna find it organically, and if you're gonna want to be a part of it, you know that's gonna be a decision you're gonna have to make on yourself. Like no, you know, I'm not trying to like push you into any project. Like this is the future. Like all of these fucking projects could fail. Like you don't know what's going on here. You know what I mean? Like sure, the communities behind these things are a unique aspect of what people think of business is, but like you know, at the end of the day, it's still just it's a it's almost easier, you know, than opening up your own like website shop LLC. You know what I mean? So it's like when you have that type of you know, low barrier to entry, it's hard to like. There's going to be washout, you know, and that's when you know you're still so early in a space. But you know,
Totally.
I think just in good time, there's going to be mass improvement, sure, commercialization to a percent, and you know, definitely going to have you know things that we don't want to intrude in the space, but it's going to have to be there if there's going to be some sort of you know not just mass adoption, but just like acceptance. Like it can't be like you know the sour apple of the bunch is the crypto digital asset space kind of thing, you know.
No, exactly. That was a good way to put it. 100%. And I think there's multiple ways to look at everything, right? Like to look at an NFT project, like you said, it's basically a business startup. You know what I mean? And most business startups fail, dude. Like people don't know that because the average person is not a business owner. The average person is not starting businesses. Like you ask, shit, dude. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, how many times did they fail? Or even somebody who's not even nearly as notable. How many times did you fail before you actually made it? And they're gonna tell you, dude, a fuck ton. I spent all of my time, money, effort, every resource that I had trying to fucking make it. And then I finally caught a big break. Like we were talking about earlier. I was talking about this with Acob, and he was saying, you know, Warren Buffett, he's not looking at himself as a fucking insane trader overall. He's noting that, you know, the times that he called some really pivotal trades that made a big impact on his life. Because that's what's gonna happen. People think that, oh, every play I buy in the NFT space is gonna be a win, and I'm so meticulous, and I'm mitigating risk,
Hell
you know.
no.
And it's like no, but are you? You know what I mean? It's like even if you are, there's the whole opposite end of that. Just because you are mitigating risk doesn't mean that the person running the project isn't ready to rug you. You know what I mean? Like this shit is it's deep, bro, and unfortunately, it's being made out to be a lot. It's being made out to be black and white, like it's, you know, like it's checkers, but this is clearly chess. You know what I mean?
Yo, can we take a quick second to shout out my homie Zoe? Pulled up to the
Of course.
spaces, hopped up here as a speaker. What up, bro? How are you?
Yeah. What up, Orga?
Yo, man, what's good, fam? Just chilling, man. Just happy to be here. Listen to you fine gentlemen just drop knowledge as usual. Yo, man, but nah,
Hey,
it's good. It's good to hear you guys again, man. And yo, Commander, bro, I think your name's Conmandan. Yeah, man, you were dropping some facts on that, bro. Like this whole space is so new. Just like Grateful was saying, like before we jumped into this like new reality of NFTs and JPEGs, right? The usual startup takes at least 2 years to like ever like see some success. Most businesses are supposed to fail in their first like 2 years. So when you like try to compare like the NFTs and stuff, people forget that, dude, this is like insane what these things are doing. Like you look at you look at projects that are able to like, dude, it's crazy, right?
Totally.
The lifeline of these projects. I mean, we could talk about the successful ones, but even for some of the ones that still make it, bro. It's like you're doing this in such a short period of time, right? So it's like you make a community in like, less than 4 or 5 months, and then boom, you know what I mean? You guys are doing not like it's crazy what's going on with the whole NFT game, but I just like really like, agree with what you guys were saying, man, and I love the convo, bro. But no, man, everything's good, man. Life is life, but I'm just happy to try to like entertain my mind again with the NFT space and everything, because this is an awesome space, guys. Like this space is gonna change the world. Like
Totally.
it's changing things in so many different ways. That's why I've been, what I'm saying, hooked like a fish since I got a taste of it, because I feel like you can really bring some real life utility without the whole middleman. I mean, not the whole middleman, but the whole fucking centralization aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? This is giving artists, this is giving creators means to success. And I think it's just an interesting thing to study as we go along, as the years will go by. But dude, there's a recipe, man, and I think the recipe is community. Because these NFT
Facts.
pro like I think the rest, dude. I'm telling you, guys, I watch, I look, and I see the communities, bro. Like I see the strong communities, and it doesn't matter about where their floor is at. Doesn't matter. Like the community is what matters, bro. Like the people that are in there, the people that are, what I'm saying, actually invested, the people that actually care about their investment. Like how organic is your community? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah,
Totally.
man. Yeah, dude, I fuck with you guys, man. You guys are always talking about some really intelligent stuff, and no, I'm just happy to be on the space with y'all. Thanks for letting me come up.
Oh,
Facts,
of
bro. We
course,
love you.
bro.
Sending
For
you good
sure.
energy too. I saw you couldn't make it to Mexico. Sending you hella good energy, bro. Hope everything is well.
I really appreciate that, fam. But for everybody that is going, you know what I'm saying, have a great time, man. Have a great time. That's what it's all about. Experiences, and there'll be more experiences in the future, man. That's what life's about. So I'm still getting my passport. So just, hey, don't count me out yet. Now I just can't make it to Mexico.
Hey, I ain't going to
Haha.
Mexico either, bro. So like it's all good. I just know that you said you weren't gone. I just wanted to let you know that I was thinking about you, sending you good energy.
Hey man, Willow, you known for that, man. We need to. Hey, you known for that good vibe, fam. I appreciate you, dog.
You know us all
Always,
love, bro.
all y'all in here, man. I really do appreciate y'all, man. Y'all already know, man. Y'all fam. I've had the pleasure to meet some of you guys in real life, man. And hey, that's what this is about, bro. You know what I'm saying? How we can push each other to grow and become even better, and then pay it forward. Pay it forward to the next person.
For sure. For sure, bro. And likewise, bro. It's super good to meet you and everything, bro. Miami was so cool. And to your point, man, you made a really good point. In the little kind of delivery that you just gave, bro. The average, company that comes up or whatever, that you're selling a product maybe that's $5 to $20. Maybe you're selling a $50, $100 product. NFT projects, this is like hundreds of dollars for one unit. People look at it as, this is sales. That's crazy. Like people in CCC, the fact that CCC can a product that $100 on average or whatever, $600, $800, per unit, that's insane. That's a lot. People, it's like we take it all for granted because we see it happen. We see
Right.
projects sell for 130 ETH, and we're like, oh, point oh 0.02 ETH, that ain't shit. And it's like,
But
nah, dude, that's a lot of money.
I feel like, what I'm saying, like I don't want to say like like I feel like I'm a retard, right? But at least I know how to like slow down and like really understand what's going on. Like when you see some of these blue chip projects that are doing the amount of volume that they're doing at the price point that they're at, that's what I'm saying. Like there's nothing like that in the real life world.
It's
Like
a
there's no
community, like you said.
it's
It's
and
just
that's what and when you dissect that, you say, well, god damn, how can they do that? Well, it's the community, bro. That's what it is, dude. Like, I mean, I mean, okay, Nike, right? Before Nike had to be Nike, right? They had to have a lot of people buying Nike shoes. They had to build a huge Nike brand community. These projects are startup brands, and their communities, dictate, how strong they are moving forward.
Right.
Because
And they also dictate the who's who, right? It's because Bored Apes and Mutant Apes are like the quote unquote known and CryptoPunks are like the known, like you said, bro.
yeah, yeah,
There was a point where Amazon was was like everyone's seen the photo of
yep.
Jeff Bezos with the like shitty like hand drawn Amazon banner.
Dude, exactly. That's a perfect example. Like Amazon one day was like they weren't shit, dude. They were like a bookstore online, right? So like I look at that compared to this space and I'm like, okay, well, that's like, like a little project that drops, right? Now, look how long it took Amazon to get to where it's at. Amazon is the one of the biggest corporations on earth right now, right?
Facts. Oh,
They're,
totally.
they're
If not the
blast
yeah, totally.
yeah, they're blasting people into space right now, right? And that took them what? I don't know, what, 12
Facebook. People are skeptical about anything because just because it's new. If for whatever reason, like human beings, we're so much creatures of habit that anytime something new comes, like the first thing we do is just reject it. And it's like why
intimidation.
yeah,
But
it's like why are we doing that?
it's actually part of nature though, because I always try to figure out like, damn, why do people like just like hate on shit? Like, dude, it's actually part of your nature, right? So if you take like an animal, right, and you put it in a different habitat and it comes across another species that it doesn't recognize, by nature, automatically it's gonna become on defense, intimidated because it does not understand what it's come across, right? Same thing with us. We keep it simple, dude. Same thing with us. People don't know something. Oh, fuck that. I don't care. I don't want that shit. Yeah, it's because you don't know what it is. That's why you're scared. Like you're intimidated. Maybe not intimidated, but just that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this we're human beings. People are allowed to, be whatever. But I mean, the only thing I say is just keep your mind open, and the world will open up to you. You feel me?
Totally. Exactly. Like you said, shit. You can either take the back seat or you can take the upper hand and move to Puerto Rico.
Yo, fellas, I hate to do it, but I'm about to head out for the night. I will have a recording of spaces up to this far, up tomorrow sometimes. You know I'm always good for that. So I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm about to head out, go hit the sack.
Oh
Wifey's
yeah, for
waiting on me,
sure.
so
For sure. And likewise, bro. I think it's always good when Willow's about to go to bed and read his book, it's time to close it up. It's time.
yo, we've been on here for about an hour and it was about
Yeah,
an
it's
hour, a little
been
over an
almost
hour,
2 hours. Oh no, it's been an hour. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
because
You're right.
we started about 30 minutes late because Drew's fire alarm was going crazy.
Yeah, that was great. Like I said, Drew will fucking tell me something, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'm like, damn, no, he's serious. Like, obviously, not that I don't believe Drew, but it's just like, damn, the shit that happens in Florida is literally on
Yeah,
par
what
to
the
the
hell, man?
stereotype.
What the hell, man?
Right, right when spaces is supposed to happen. So I was surprised. I was like, yo, like we gotta have this spaces tonight. Like we gotta talk because the community, like this week, like the whole thing. I was like, we gotta talk. So I'm glad that it went down. I'm
Totally.
very, very, very grateful for every single one of y'all. You know, Drew, grateful, Zoe, Dirty, you just pulled up, Comment Dan. I love every single one of y'all. Hope you guys have a great night, and I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow in the Discord. So
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
too, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you letting me come up here and kick it, man. Always good vibing with the FMV. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
bro,
brother.
come by more often, Zoe. We miss you, bro. We miss you, bro. We seen you in Miami. I miss you, bro.
Yeah, bro. I know. I've been dealing with some IRL stuff, but I'm back, bro. I'm back. I'm coming back, dude. I've been just. trying to get
Oh yeah.
the wheels back